Hi everyone, welcome back to Fox Talks. I am Bharat Kumar, security consultant at Redfox. With me I have today Atharva. Atharva, please introduce yourself and why we are here for today.
Thank you, Bharat. Hi, everyone. My name is Atharva and I'm a security consultant at Redfox Security. And today we are actually having a discussion about the upcoming boot camp, which I'm going to be an instructor for. That boot camp is completely about web application penetration testing, but a bit extreme. So we are going to talk about advanced web application vulnerabilities and how real world exploitation happens in that boot camp. So let's go ahead and understand about it.
So, what is this web hacking extreme bootcamp and who is this bootcamp for?
So basically, this web application extreme bootcamp, we are actually targeting this for any consultant or any other individual who are actually coming up into security background and trying to level up their web application skills. So in this bootcamp, we are not going to focus all about the basic vulnerabilities, but going to target the advanced ones. The advanced which I will be giving you an insights about. That will be more about modern authorization and authentication flows. That is OAuth, SAML, JWT. Going ahead with some of the advanced client side and server side vulnerabilities as well. So this particular bootcamp not only targets the what you can say the security consultants or the professional working professionals, but also the one who are actually into the research part of cybersecurity and they are trying to level up their skills in web application specifically.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, this bootcamp is an extreme one.
Yeah.
Do the students need any prior experience in programming?
Uh, Prior experience in programming is not needed a much, but yes, as I told that there will be some of the exploitations in which you might need to go in depth about the vulnerability. So I'm going to show some of the source code part as well. So at that time, to have some better understanding about the vulnerability, it is good to have an hands-on, but not needed. It's like if you are having a good hands-on on building up technologies, that is a plus point for you. But if it is not, fine, you can still come up and we will have a complete discussion about it. So I will be also showing you some of the source code vulnerabilities performing SAST and DAST on the web application. So that will cover it all.
All right, Atharva. So, as you said, this is an advanced level of bootcamp.
Yeah.
Do the students need any prior experience in hacking or somewhat?
This is an extreme level boot camp, so there are some prerequisites which I believe if it is good to have that one. So you don't need to chase any other certifications. We have a web application basic and web application advanced boot camps already registered on the Redfox channel. So I'll suggest anyone who is actually targeting the extreme bootcamp to also check them and clear them as well. So that will be a good prerequisites and it will solve a lot of basic as well as some of the advanced topic will be clear for you at the first place. And after that, you can also join the extreme bootcamp.
So, all right, Atharva, what is the format for this bootcamp?
Okay, so this course or this bootcamp is specifically divided into four parts. So at the very first part, the ones who are completely new, I won't say completely new, but have a decent hands-on on web application pen testing or in general penetration testing. So for them, I'm going to get into depth of source code review, where we will be showing you how you can check the vulnerabilities not only on the dynamic part but also on the static part. You will be showing a complete source code through which you need to identify each and every vulnerability. After that, you need to perform dynamic testing as well for the same vulnerabilities to get the POC. So this is one of the this will be at the day one. And we are going to cover a lot of basic vulnerabilities which we have already taught in the web hacking basics and advanced. We are also going to cover them. And after that, day two, there will be all about authentication and authorization, in which we are going to talk about OAuth, JWT, SAML kind of vulnerabilities. And after that, there will be more 2 days. Basically, for the day three, there will be advanced client side attacks, in which, as you mentioned, the prototype pollution part. And some of the other client side vulnerabilities as well. And at the day four, advanced server side vulnerabilities covering SSTI, server side HTML, and everything else. So that will be the complete format for this bootcamp.
So, all right, Atharva. So, I have heard some advanced client-side attacks, like there are prototype pollution. So, what are your thoughts about it?
So yes, in so what I will say about the prototype pollution part, yeah, that comes into an advanced client side attack. But I'm going to talk in detail about this vulnerability in the bootcamp itself. But I'll give you a small insight about it, what exactly it is. So, prototype pollution is basically a JavaScript vulnerability, or it is also found in the Python as well. But majorly when it occurred, it was in the JavaScript. So, what happens? Mostly there are some of the values or variables which are initially what you can say they are initialized at the first instance, but when you go through the complete JavaScript you will find the value is empty. At that time, if you are able to rewrite that value, then yeah, you are able to actually writing the code at the server side, and you are able to perform all the instance from the server. So at that time you are able to means you are able to pollute the prototype. That basically when you are rewriting it, it is the prototype part. So if you are rewriting it, you are polluting that. So that is a prototype pollution, and I'm going to get in detail about this vulnerability in the bootcamp itself. So if you are excited, yeah, come join the bootcamp.
Okay, that sound complex.
Yeah.
I mean, Atharva, can you give one more example about any major vulnerability you are going to showcase in the bootcamp?
Okay, so there is one more vulnerability which I would like to talk about. That is the HTML injection. Now, at the first place, you will think that okay, this is kind of a basic vulnerability, I believe, but this is not in the client side, but at the server side. At that time, how you are actually reflecting that vulnerability at the server side, and how the data is getting manipulated, not at the client but at the server, and through which you are might be able to have a code execution, not a command execution completely, but you are having some scripts through which you will get a shell or something like that. So that will be a in-depth knowledge about in the bootcamp itself.
All right, getting shell is pretty impressive, I guess.
Yes, yes.
So my next question is for someone curious but unsure.
Yeah.
What would you say is the single best reason to sign up for this bootcamp?
So the single best reason could be if you are into a research background and you are want to get in depth about web application vulnerabilities, then this is a go-to boot camp. You will understand not only just throwing payloads randomly, but you will understand the vulnerability in depth, and before exploiting anything you will think twice. So that is one of the things which will be taught in this boot camp. So this was one of the points.
So Atharva,
Yeah.
my next question: what can someone expect from this bootcamp?
Okay, so anyone who is enrolling right now can expect that this is going completely into the web application pen testing part. Not only dynamic testing, that you are intercepting the traffic using burp shoot and you are exploiting using random payloads, but you are going in depth about the source code as well. I'm going to show in some part there will be some of the containerization security as well. So that will be a plus of this bootcamp, in which you are going to understand what is Docker, and then we are also going to depth into source code. So this will be a brief about web application penetration testing, exploiting client side and server side regarding vulnerabilities.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You keep mentioning about the modern authentication flaws.
Yeah.
So what does that actually mean in real apps?
So okay, so what happens? A lot of people out there believe that when you are integrating your modern authentication such as OAuth, SAML or JWT kind of thing in your application, then you are completely secure from the authorization part, and you are actually taking a compliance check, which is a lot of time when you are dealing with GRC projects, they actually ask you to integrate the OAuth authorization flow, but a lot of time it is misconfigured, and yeah, you open up paths which are not should be open. So that moment you are actually exploiting the OAuth and JWT and other advanced attacks. A lot of time pen testers or other working professionals actually skip this part. The reason is they believe that these are all third party integrations. So obviously if it is using Microsoft or any other service provider, it might be secure and I don't need to test it, but it's not actually the place. You need to test that vulnerabilities as well, means whatever vulnerabilities will be there in that application, you need to go with that, as well as you need to check with all the third party test cases as well. So I have seen a lot of time I have exposed to some of the vulnerabilities which were not targeting the application but the server, OAuth server, that is the third party server. So that is one of the things which I'm going to showcase in this bootcamp.
Okay, Atharva, my
Yes.
last question for you.
Yeah.
Will there be any certification for this bootcamp?
Yes, there will be a certification, that is certified web hacking expert. Once you have completed the boot camp and you have showed your skills at the labs, After that, you need to go through all the you need to go through a test bed. Once you have completed it, submitted the report, and then you will be, if you are qualified, then you will get the certified web hacking extreme certificate.
So Atharva, that was amazing. I know you guys going to crack the boot camp. So for the folks who are new here and don't know what we do at Redfox, we at Redfox provide end-to-end client penetration testing ranging from fields like Active Directory, mobile, web application, hardware, and more. If you want to check out the service side of the things, you can head over to our website https://redfoxsec.com, and we also have our academic page which is at academy.redfoxsec.com, where we have boot camps, courses, and blogs. And we also have our social media channels. At present, you are already watching in the YouTube, and we also have one more channel for the regional format, that is Redfox Bharat. And we also have a social media platform in the Instagram, that is Redfox Cybersecurity. Do follow us over there. Okay, that was it for today's session. Thank you, Atharva, for joining me today,
Thank you, Bharat.
and see you guys in the next one.